What it do, man? It's your boy Battle Truth coming to you live and direct from the Battle Truth headquarters. Let's get right off into this. ARP had released a statement after Jimz got exposed for his racial comments and remarks and hate, disrespect towards African Americans, black people in general. And a lot of people wanted to hear his response off of it, seeing that he is said to be a RBE, like RBE is his battle league. So ARP took to social media and he addressed the situation and let it be known he don't stand by the thing Jim do. What he saw him do was disgusting. It was deplorable, or what he did. He just let it be known how he felt about the whole situation. And people want to know, is he ever going to be on RBE again as a result of him exposing how he truly feel about black people. Audi Boom, another good friend of ARP, was exposed on snitching and telling on guys. And ARP once again took it upon himself to address that situation and to publicly cut ties with Audi Boom as a result of that. Not too long ago, Not too long ago, ARP did an interview with Black Compass and he was asked a question. And I just have to address this thing. I want to address this.
Now let you finish. Because it's going smooth.
It's important that people notice when I ask this question because you've given out media passes. You've had guys like myself. I've done interviews early on in my career. I was not great at this shit early on. Yeah. And you guys allow me to do that. Guys like Lawrence.
Same here, definitely. Same here.
And same thing. And given your relationship with the press, I know, for instance, you've always supported Chris Unbiased. And I would like to know, given the allegations and given what's been coming out, is he still welcome to be at your platform to get the sort of access that media currently gets when it comes to RBE?
I'll clearly answer that first and foremost. That answer is no. But let me take a step backwards and go to some of that stuff that you were saying, because I think what you just said is very telling.
Hold on. I'm going to let him explain that because I like to get the whole thing out. But I needed to address something first. How Tony Bro set that question up to say ARP is a person who always supported Chris Unbiased. You were too, nigga, okay? Let's not play them games. You are too. So don't try to throw it on ARP alone when you did the same thing, okay? You did the same exact thing. Y'all saw the paperwork. Y'all know about everything going on. You refused to address it. You refused to hold him accountable. You give him passes, okay? You give him passes. Even when the victim came out. Even when the female victim came out and talked about what that man did to her and how she's afraid of her life and for her son and that man literally moved on her block. Y'all knew that. Y'all knew that, okay? So stop playing these games. You knew that. So it wasn't just him. It was also you. Crazy thing about it is, y'all did a whole show about me. Y'all did a whole... That's why I have bad blood against the Black Compass thing. They did a whole show about me. When I was the one that was actually building them up, supporting them. Y'all know it through their whole channels. Them niggas never once called me to see what was up or nothing. They took it upon themselves and couldn't wait to stab the knife in my back, even though I was innocent, and still put it out there to make it seem as though I wasn't, and still haven't even took the blog down, and still sit there and act like it's all Gucci. Like literally. But here's a guy who really did this, who really, really raped 4 women, took them against their will, threatened to kill them. Women had to jump out of the car, move in vehicle, and fear their life. He got a felony charge for that. And they sat here and catered to this man, co-signed this man, painted him in a picture of goodness, to continue to get the battle rap community to embrace him, receive him, accept him, to actually doubt where he actually was indicted on a grand jury of 23 people. He was indicted by a grand jury of 23 people who are experienced, educated, to know that there was more than enough evidence to indict. And still to this day has 6 felony rape charges on him in pretrial is where he at right now. I ain't gonna never let that rest. I ain't gonna never let that rest. I'm sorry. I'm just not gonna let that rest. Not at all. Audi Boom snitch. Raping is worse than snitching. Jimz called us niggas. Rape is worse than his racial slurring, because he, as a broke clown, is not in a position of power in his whiteness to oppress you. He could just make racial slurs, but he don't have no power to oppress you as a black person, being racist. I'm gonna let him elaborate and talk on this before I go in depth. But that's what's so fake about these dudes. Unbiased wasn't on Black Compass, raising up the subscribers and followers. I was doing that a lot. Matter of fact, hold on, forget all these games. Hold on, wait, let me play this first. Hold on.
We've always been very, very supportive of media and bloggers.
Always.
My second card ever on stage. Matter of fact, our first card ever. I went and did a co-promotional video with Angry Fan, Shay Black, and 3 Letterman. Mm-hmm. Our second card ever on stage, the card that has like Big K versus Big Cannon, and I think Raw versus Suge. That was a card that was supposed to have Matt versus O-Red. On stage, we had Angry Fan, we had Jay Black, we had Voice Chick Rain, we had NHB Mills. They was up there doing judging, and people credit us for kind of doing the blogger support thing, like putting them in trailers.
Right. Because
I was a blogger before I was a platform owner. And I never abandoned that. I never abandoned my roots, and I never abandoned my support of media and bloggers. And what's so crazy is it's like that same support sometimes could turn around and bite you, where people will say, oh, you're supporting this person. Well, that same thing would happen in the same example that you just gave for Tony Bro. If Tony Bro is out here saying like, yo, you're one of the few people that did what you did and gave us media pass or whatever. If Tony Bro ended up with some wild allegations on him, then you could say the same thing about him in my position too. Like, oh, well, ARP, you kind of created that because you gave him a media pass and other leagues wasn't as catering.
Right.
Okay, hold on. That's the only difference. The difference is if I didn't know about this stuff. I was supporting you before I didn't know about these things. Then these things come out, and then I find out that what's being said is actually true. I can no longer support you if depending on the nature of what's being said about you. So I'm not held accountable for something I didn't have knowledge of. Now that I know it and I still decide to continue to do it, okay, now I can be held accountable because I have the knowledge of what was actually being said about you that is so despicable that I just can't stand by with my name, brand, reputation, or allow the community by which I uphold and actually serve to be attached to what you did. That's entirely different. This is why I don't understand why I now see you doing an interview with Unbiased. I don't get that. When this man has clearly been proven to be a liar, it's factual that he did that to these women. That's a fact. We're not going to play these games. DNA test results was actually shown. Y'all saw the paperwork on that, where his test results showed when he was saying he didn't know the women, he never even knew about it, and he was trying to use black skin to make us sympathize with him. Remember, he was trying to say that because he was a black man, they were racial profiling him, just attaching charges on him when he didn't even know the victims. Then that was only because y'all didn't see the paperwork. We didn't see the paperwork. When we got the paperwork, found out that wasn't true, we released the paperwork showing that his DNA attached him to these rape victims. He was found with these women because his DNA was with them when he had first told it to us that he didn't know them and he was just a black man being racially profiled at a time where we were fighting against police brutality. That's what this snake, dirty, riding dude used to try to get the people to accept him and embrace him, his black skin, when in reality, he was raping black women. These were black women. We thought Shannon was white. Come to find out, she was black. Kiera, black. Karen, black. So that man lied to y'all. Why that don't bother y'all? Why don't that bother you? ARP, why that don't bother you? To know that that man literally lied to you, used your name, used your brand, used your relationship with him to actually steal. He's so selfish, he only thinking about himself. He ain't caring about the damage it could cause to you, your company, your name, your reputation. When you branded with this and associate yourself with this, then you are accountable for these things. You got a show called Sorry It's Not True. You should have been doing a show about him then. If you're going to address the real, then address the real. If you're going to speak it, then speak it. I think it's very appalling. I think it's very disrespectful that y'all continue to embrace this man. Y'all continue to elevate this man. Y'all continue to accept him as some stand-up, upright citizen when this man literally raped 4 black women and took them against their will and continue to be out on bond as a result of being still charged with these crimes right in the middle of pretrial. And y'all acting like it ain't real. Y'all acting like it's not true. Y'all acting like it's doubt there. How? I don't get that. That's so fake to me. That is beyond fake to me, man. That's beyond fake. It be making me think like, what do this man got against y'all? And I just know that if it was me, if this was me, there would be no leniency on this. And I don't go hard because of that. You know why I go hard? Because it's the right thing to do. And this is what I've always been about. And I just think it's so fake to pretend and act like y'all don't know when y'all all know now. Y'all won't even hold the man accountable to lying to y'all. Y'all won't even hold him accountable to lying to y'all. Do that mean anything that all these years he been lying to you? Why that don't bother you? That's crazy to me. It ain't like you need him. You don't need him for nothing. You don't need his views. You don't need no subscribing from him. You bigger than him. You don't need his platform. You need nothing from him. So I don't understand why y'all protecting him. I don't get that. But then y'all want to talk about real stuff. Y'all want to address real stuff. I don't get that. That really, really bothers me because it shows just how lost we are as a people. This is terrible. And I know y'all want to scapegoat, well, the man is innocent to proven guilty. No, not in this case. There are 4 different women at 4 different times. Women who don't know each other. All saying that he did the same thing to them. Not including the women who he violated that he ain't charged with that happened at your event. And because you allowed him at your event, he was able to do that to that woman with these rape charges on him. You ain't thinking about that. That don't regulate in your mind in no type of way. Here's a man on bond for got 7 counts of felony rape on him, being allowed to come to your event with these rapes on him, with these different women, then set up his camera and begin to record women at your event without their knowledge, zooming in on their body parts as a rapist because you think he cool, because you think he all right, because you just can't get it in your mind he would be capable of doing this. Ain't that how all serial killers was? People who could win you over, people who nobody thought could be capable of doing such things. They looked as so harmless, they looked as so innocent, but in reality they were stone cold rapists and killers. Ain't that how Michael Jackson sold it to everybody? He give out charity, kiss the children, give them animals, give them carnival rides, give them all type of help, go to hospitals. And all along, he raping these children. Y'all know the truth. And you sit here and be selective about these things. I was appalled seeing you in this recent interview with Unbiased, and he's sitting there comfortable around this man, knowing what this brother did. But you disconnected yourself from Audi Boom for something less. You called Jimz out for something less. Rape is greater than snitching. Rape is greater than racial slurring. Why that don't bother y'all? And I don't want people to hate the man, but damn, hold the man accountable. How you think he gonna change? How you think this man gonna be rehabilitated? When all y'all keep doing is rewarding this man for what he did to these women. Just rewarding them. The only person who we think is a threat to him is me and Adep. You don't think about nobody else. Because ain't nobody else holding them accountable. So we looked at him being haters for what this man literally did to 5 black women, and y'all call y'allself black. That is just so fake to me, man. But you want to call out everything else. Y'all want to call out everything else. Like, that is just so fake to me, man. I'm sorry, man. I just can't do that. I just can't do that, man. And I think it's very shameful. And I think it's very disrespectful. I think it's disrespectful to y'all mothers. I think it's disrespectful to y'all sisters. I think it's disrespectful to y'all nieces. This is very terrible, and it's really sad. And it's really telling just how low y'all will go.